All right, so the next one is Mac from Operation Overdrive. What a bucket of bolts, literally.
You know what? That guy never thought anything through, ever. Like, didn't really
Never.
think anything through, including getting his head chopped off.
Welcome again to this episode of Zero to Hero. I hope all you grid travelers have found the right podcast to listen to. Welcome again to another episode of Zero to Hero, where I'm Billy and that's Jim, the only man that still has not seen a duck's butt quack. You know?
What?
I thought I'd try something new. So, Jim, let's change the gears today. Let's change our direction. Since we've been we've been talking up. We've been talking up some leaders and some positions in Power Ranger teams. Let's knock them down a bit.
You mean you want to bring up the ones who aren't known that well?
Right.
So we're not going to knock them down. We're setting them back up.
To knock them back down.
Yeah, we'll knock them back down into this episode. You know what? We're going to do this whole episode talking good about these characters, and then in the episode, we're just going to completely just wreck them.
You know, at the end, we'll have a new segment called Rapid Fire.
All right, yeah.
And we'll just 30 seconds, and we just honest opinions.
Honest opinions? Okay, I'll live with that.
All right.
All right. Before we get started, though, a little bit of updates on a few things. New episode of Skyforce is out on Willie's channel, by the way. It's pretty
what is
solid.
It called?
I don't know.
Universe 19.
I was thinking of the episode's name.
No, god dang it, Jane. You had one job.
I had one job. It's
Yep.
Skyforce, Gasping for Air Part 3 on Power Rangers Universe 19.
Yes.
Which Ben made that logo for him, and it looks freaking sweet. Ben just knocked it out of the park with those logos.
You damn right.
Dang right he did. Okay.
What he needs to make next for us is some healing crystals.
I don't know if that's the kind of Ben you're thinking of.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, Ben from the show, like our show, not that Ben. That, you know what? Call that Ben. Tell him that it's not okay to make healing crystals.
Hold on. Hello, Ben. Quit making crystals. Oh, damn it. You're a Power Ranger fan. You're not a crack dealer. Oh.
All right. Well, all right. Before we keep going with this, I want to ask to make sure everyone's they're liking this new format and whatnot. Do you guys like it? If you don't, let us know. If you do like it, let us know. I want to keep making this kind of stuff. We actually get to talk about more focused topics. I think it's fun, but I want to make sure it's good for y'all too.
Yes.
Yeah, I know Billy hates it, which this is the main reason why I like doing it. Look at him over there, all sad looking.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All
right.
Well, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. You ready?
All right. Let's take a deep. I'm not ready. Okay, ready now. Let's go.
All right. We're gonna take a deep dive.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
We're gonna get into the shallow.
I'm not ready.
We're doing this.
Let me put my makeup on.
oh God.
No, let's go. Come on.
Okay. So, as we know, in the Power Rangers series, there's going to be some hit and misses, right? Some seasons are going to be bomb. Some are going to be, probably dud with like 2 hot wires instead of 1 hot and 1 ground wire. But,
Wait. Are some seasons the bomb and other seasons bomb?
No, that hurt. That hurt my head. Don't do that again.
Come on now.
Come on.
Okay, keep going.
But yeah, so we're going to talk about some of the not so great leaders and like what about them didn't make them very great in that perspective.
Well, I want to talk about how like they overcame their challenges to become like reasonable characters. if we can get them to reasonable characters.
Right.
So we're not going to talk completely and totally bad about them, but they're going to be talked bad about. Let's just go. Come on, let's do this. First one on the chopping block is Nick from Mystic Force.
Bueno.
Okay.
Yeah. So Nick, as we know, his parents were Rangers, Mentor, and a bad general.
Yeah. So like his mom and dad were the Mystic White Ranger and the Lambo, right?
Yes, Lambo. Yeah.
So
you're right.
And then he was the bad guy, which was something else I can't remember off the top of my head. But it was like the exact same suit but purple.
Korag,
that's what it was, Korag. So
yes.
So he's coming from two Rangers, all right? So he's coming from two Rangers, and he gets the power. He doesn't want the power at all. He doesn't want to be the leader, not at all, not whatsoever. He has no real motivation. He just shows up in town one day. That's what it was. He just shows up out of nowhere, and he's the leader now. I'm like,
and in the beginning, there's a struggle because, with Mystic Force, if you had to believe, right? You had to believe in magic.
Yeah,
for
you
it
had
to
to believe in it for the work, and he didn't believe in it at all.
He struggled with that.
Yeah, and for like 3 or 4 episodes, he struggled with it. Well, 2 episodes, he struggled with first episode, second episode, and that was it. And then he believed, and he just did not seem to fit in at all at any point in this season. Okay, cool. He gets dragon armor. That's kind of cool. It looked pretty boss, but he didn't really like the dragon to begin with. He doesn't like the gatekeeper lady, the ditzy lady, who's really, really sweet. He didn't like her at all.
No.
He doesn't get along with any of the other Rangers, really. Except for
a while.
For a long while.
Yeah,
and even near the end, he doesn't really get along with them. He's just kind of there. And you know who gets along with all of them? Xander does. You know who's the best character of the whole series? Xander is. And Chip's pretty good too. But Xander's the best character of the series.
He meshes well with them. Yeah.
He meshes well. He goes from being the slobby supervisor to being a true leader of men. A leader of people, a leader of Rangers. He goes from that to an actual leader. Unlike Nick over here, who's doesn't really change from day one or to end of series.
Right.
He's no different. He leaves with his parents, cool, but there's nothing else there. There's no substance.
There's none. He's like a blank index card.
He's like a blank Rolodex. There's a lot of room, but there's nothing going on.
There's nothing there.
To be fair, we can say this about a lot of the people we're going to talk about today. They're blank Rolodexes.
Right.
There's a lot of room.
Well, some people are a blank floppy disk.
You know what? Some people are a blank Blu-ray. Blu-rays have the highest highest data capacity of any modern CD.
They can't see it, but I'm shaking my head at you right now. That was no.
I'm disappointed in you too.
Oh yeah, well, okay. The feeling's mutual.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, everyone. So we're gonna keep going on about Nick.
Yes.
And there's nothing there with this guy at all. And nothing. And so even when he goes bad and comes back to being good, he's not remorseful about going bad. He got seduced by the evil. And so he's oh, cool. And then he's the first one who's hey, let's use a genie to end the war. Because, let's take the easy way out. He's always trying to take the easy way out. He was not a good character.
No. I'm going to let you talk about this one because I haven't watched a lot of Mystic Force.
Fair.
I've only seen tidbits of it, a couple episodes.
It's a rough season to get through. If you just exclusively focus on the rest of the characters, it's a pretty good fun season. Pretty fun. Nick just kind of is meh.
Coasted through it, honestly.
Yeah, coasted on his laurels. And got his butt whooped. And lost his powers at one point, and yeah, Nick just was not a fun character. And Udana's there the entire time, and they're talking about, she's talking about how she lost her son, and he's oh, that's too bad. I lost my mom and my dad, and they're oh no, and they just kind of split ways, and I'm really, come on, really. Okay.
That's how it be sometimes.
Though I will say one good thing about Mystic Force is we got the Mystic Mother that season, and the Mystic Tribunal. That was kind of fun. Magical, colossal. That's what they were. I'm gonna bleep that out too, like massive beep.
Did they have that one guy that created the power too in there?
No,
I can't remember.
No, we didn't have one who created the power. They had the tree. They had the Mystic Morphers. They had the broomsticks. They had the Gatekeeper. The evil guy was just a really big evil eye who liked to suck. Then they did this really cool like grayscale episode, which I thought was pretty fun.
Right.
So their final episode was like all magic was gone, and so everything went all grayscale, and they did it really well. The production handled it pretty well. Everything looked really fantastic. But there was no. But then you had the train. What's his name?
Solaris Knight.
Solaris Knight. He was pretty cool. He was fun. He also plays Kruger in the next season.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And I gotta give him props for that. And I think who else is in this season? I want to say Mechanic was in it. The guy who plays Mechanic. He was one of the trolls who made a cool appearances.
He was. That's right, he was. Yes.
So like no like major developments in this season except for like the Mystic Mother, which we find out is like supposed to be Rita.
Yeah.
And
last season to have capes too.
Only season to have capes. What are you talking about? You're
right.
Yeah,
you're right.
The next season has capes now is Cosmic Fury. Zato has a cape on his new
Zenith suit.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Before we jump into this, I want to say this: the Zenith suit. Okay, that suit reminds me of Solomon from Lord of the Rings, where he went from Saruman the white to Saruman the many colors. Saruman.
That's right.
Saruman was the big evil eye. Saruman of many colors, and so he's like, I am Saruman of many colors, and so his suit, like his garb was like off white.
And Salamon is a fish.
No, that's a Pokemon. Okay, back to Mystic Force. Sidetrack over with. So yeah, like into the series without any like real development, and I think Xander was a much better leader the entire time because he also comes back for once a Ranger.
Yeah.
And so that queuing up for the changeover to Mac. Let's talk smack about Mac.
Oh, we're doing this?
Well, do you want to take a break real quick, or do you come back, or you just want to roll into it? Because I can do either one. Like I'm hyped. Let's go.
All right. So the next one is Mac from Operation Overdrive. What a bucket of bolts, literally.
You know what? That guy never thought anything through ever. Like didn't really think anything through, including getting his head chopped off.
That tracks.
Getting his head completely chopped off. Like never thought it through. You know what?
I think he kind of like thrusted himself into that because I know that his dad didn't want him to be that Red Ranger.
Oh yeah, his dad really refused for him to become the Red Ranger.
So like, I guess like he kind of just like.
Well, he stole the Morpher and like became the Red Operation Overdrive Ranger, and got super strength even though he was already a robot.
Yeah,
and
the one good thing out of this season, I would say 2 or 3 good things is we get Norg out of that.
Norg, the sassy butler, the very sassy butler, and the villains were actually pretty good. Yeah, like they actually had motivation and they hated each other, which was a lot of fun.
That's right.
Yeah. But we're not talking about the villains. We're talking about Mac, the Mac Daddy of being sucky.
I see you try to make that work.
And I tried really hard.
And I'll allow it.
Yeah. The Mac Daddy of not being a good Red Ranger? I don't know.
Right.
Like, this guy just fails me constantly. Like, the one thing I will say, he actually has development over Nick. Like, at the end of the season, he becomes a real boy.
Yeah, like, Nick just hops on a motorcycle with his mom and dad.
And drive off to the sunset.
And
while this guy...
he Pinocchio.
Dude, he actually gets mad about the fact he fails. Like, I will give him that. He fails a lot. And he gets frustrated when he fails. And then when they all lost their powers, he was super upset about that. Like he was.
The one interesting thing about Mac though, is like he had like compassion and he had feelings, which normally androids cannot exempt that or exempt.
Well, you start getting like that kind of stuff. You got to get in Blade Runner.
Yeah, or in the Uncanny Valleys theories and stuff.
Whoa! Uncanny Valley is not an android thing.
It's the difference between a human and robot, right?
No, Uncanny Valley is the point in which your brain tells you that person should not exist.
Yeah.
So when you're watching a movie and you see CGI version of, let's go jumping into Rogue One. Rogue One had General Tarkin in it, right? But the guy who played General Tarkin died a few years ago before the movie came out, so they had to CGI him as, who he was. And it was so realistic that your brain goes, that should not be there because I know he's dead. And
I'm about to whoop you.
Bring it.
That's completely different from what it says here. It says 3 meats, 1 cheese is...
I feel like you're the wrong Uncanny Valley.
Wait a minute, that's the Uncanny Valley I was looking at. All right, never mind.
That's called the Brood Witch.
Damn.
Yeah, no. So yeah, that's the Uncanny Valley. It's a defense mechanism for humans, and
oh yeah, sure enough.
So yeah, it's I think it's a cool concept because we're humans and there's no actual natural predators we have. So what point in our species evolution did we have a sense of something trying to kill us that looked just like us, but wasn't us?
What's one natural predator for human? And go.
Androids. Voila, done. We got this. Pulled it back.
Would then lead us to Mac.
I got it. I know what I'm doing. I swear.
Yeah. We went full circle on that one.
But yeah, like, okay, so it was like Blade Runner 2049 and Blade Runner in this, up in this because, Blade Runner and what's the other one that had emotions? Terminator. Terminator got some emotions at the end. Yeah. I like how they I like how the fact we're trying not to talk about this because this season really sucked.
Yeah,
and like in Terminator, they just kept saying that Arnold Schwarzenegger kept getting older as his like body deteriorated. So it was like, oh, he's old, he's an android. No, his physical skin just deteriorated. He's still fine.
Yeah, the robot underneath is still just fine.
He's fine. Just the skin on the outside layer, it just looks all gnarly because it's it's almost like skin.
That's all it is. Yeah.
No Uncanny Valley there. They figured that out.
Okay. So what would you say would be a positive out of Operation Overdrive with Mac?
Because I will give a positive of the fact that this Red Ranger actually grew a little bit near the end. Because, like you said, he was mad that they lost their powers. He was. You see him frustrated about losing fights and training to get better and better at what he's doing, and he actually does handle the other Rangers really well. He meshes really well with the other Rangers. I know we get Dax in this series, and Dax is such a flamboyant character, but Mac and Dax work really well together.
Yes, they did. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and and so
definitely will say that Mac, in my opinion, probably has one of the top 5 Red Ranger battleizers too.
Oh yeah, the Solaris, not the Solaris Knight, the Sentinel Knight. Sentinel Knight. Yeah, the Sentinel Knight battleizer.
Something about red and gold just goes together.
Well, on top of that, he's also a robot who fuses with another robot, the most powerful robot in the universe, apparently. And so he becomes the most powerful robot in the universe itself. So, if de facto, Mac is the most powerful robot in the universe.
Okay.
Just like how we talked about Nick, the Mystic Force Rangers being the most powerful Rangers in the universe because they just believe in magic, and magic can be. So Nick can be the most powerful Red Ranger, while Mac is the most powerful android.
Right.
So I'll give Nick that he's the most powerful Ranger in the universe if he really believed in it.
Right, but Mac, well, depending on what time period you're talking about, like what time. Because if you're talking about after he becomes a human, then he can't be the most powerful android at that moment. Would he still even be able to use that Red Ranger upgrade then?
No, remember they lost their powers at the end of the series.
Yeah.
So a lot of the end of the series for a Disney era, they lost their powers at the end of the season. Like, oh,
Bastards.
no longer powers. Oh no. Oh no. Oh
Oh
no.
no.
Oh no. Yeah. So like the
Okay.
the last good one was the last one they got to keep their powers is SPD. Was the last one they got to keep their powers in?
Right.
Yeah.
SPD? Yeah, SPD got to keep theirs.
Okay, so Mac and even accepts the alien what's his name? It starts with a T.
Oh, the Silver Ranger?
Yeah, the
I
Mercury
can't
Ranger.
remember. Ooh, I can't remember that one. Hold on.
Let's go find out because Operation Overdrive, blah 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 blah.
Tizon.
Taizan, the most ridiculous name of anyone in this series.
Definitely wasn't a fan of his suit. It just was like too many conflicting colors.
You weren't a fan of it? Yeah, he was like the first Ranger to ever have orange in a suit,
Yeah.
which looked wrong on so many levels. It was weird. I didn't like it. I didn't really like the Operation Overdrive suits to begin with. Like, I don't really like their motif.
Nah.
Like, okay, I get the motif they got going on, which is like supposed to be like construction workers,
Okay.
like safety workers and stuff, which makes kind of sense. But
Right.
like, I don't like it.
Yeah, like each vehicle was something to do with like construction or something, but like the people that were recruited for them positions had nothing to do with construction.
Yeah, I will say,
For God's sakes, the one was a thief.
thief from real life too. Apparently, allegedly.
We'll let the Zero to Hero lawyers conflict that one.
I will say, Operation Overdrive was the season we got the Retro Rangers coming back. Which is really weird because the only Retro Ranger that actually came back was Adam. Was the only real retro one.
Right.
All the rest of them were really recent, like Kiri, Tori, Bridge, and Xander. They're all very recent.
Recent, right? Yeah. Which that whole scene will play. Hopefully, that scene plays a huge part in the new series coming.
That'd be kind of cool, yeah.
It should. It should.
Be for the intro scene when they show up, lives rent free in my head.
Oh, right.
Like,
okay.
It's a cool scene.
All right. So, commercial?
Yeah, you know what? Let's hear from our lawyers. Do you have class action lawsuits against you? Do you want to sue someone? Are you an American? Do you want to be an American? Are you a Power Ranger? Do you want to have a legal battle with Hasbro? Do you have legal discussions with Disney? Don't call me. Call our lawyer at the Zero to Hero hotline. 555-553-5153. I forgot the number already, but call that number if you have any questions for the Zero to Hero lawyer. Muy gusto, Espanol. We're not your average family lawyer. Contact the law offices of Zero to Hero, and Zero to Hero. All right, coming back in. 3, 2, 1. Bring us back in.
If you're just tuning in, check your news stations. We have a live chase on our hands where we're chasing down Scott. We're chasing down Scott from RPM. I tried to turn that into like some sort of car related thing and it just did not happen. Why didn't you stop me?
Because I wanted to see if he went with the Bronco at some point and just been like, whoa. I was like, is he going to go with it? Is he going to go there?
So Scott was an interesting one for us from RPM. He was only leader by color because in RPM they were given the positions by color and operators. They were called operators.
Yeah.
So
and okay, so Scott, I like Scott a lot. He's a really fun character. He's a really good character, but he's very overshadowed in the season by
two people,
by Ziggy and Dylan. Well, to be fair, I also think Ziggy is like the best character that season. He is so much fun.
He
Okay.
kind of falls into that position too.
Yeah, he's really really fun. I like him. He's one of those characters who you're not go, you think you're gonna hate, but you end up loving him so much because he's such an oddball and so much fun. Okay, so we're not going to talk about Ziggy. We're not going to talk all day about Ziggy, and I can talk all day about Dylan, but I want to talk about Scott. Because this is about Scott. And Scott was the only ranger who actually watched his sibling die and not come back to life.
Yeah, we're talking about you, Leo.
And
Watching
Andros.
Mike die twice.
That's right.
Second time just floating in space with no suit on. Like, what?
Like, I know the human body can stay alive in space for about, 3 minutes. That's the max. But, like, I don't think you're getting up there in 3 minutes, buddy.
So many questions about that
So
season.
many questions about that season.
So many questions.
But that's not what we're talking about that season. We're talking
We're
about
not talking
RPM.
about that right now. We're talking about Scott. I was hoping we were saying that at the same time.
So Scott, he starts off with being like completely okay with Dr. K, like not questioning her at all. Well, at that point, it was a them because they could never figure out if it was a he or her, so they just called him a he or them, and like never questioned her and was just head down going along with the ride because that's what good soldiers do.
Wasn't Scott's dad in the military there?
Yeah, Scott's dad was a general, and I'm quoting I'm quoting Clone Wars as good soldiers follow orders. And anyone who watched Clone Wars knows what that means and gets slightly emotional about it every time you hear it.
Only you get emotional.
You shush, you son of a bitch. No, Clone Wars is a fantastic series. Watch it; it's really good. Okay, but yeah, Scott. Fantastic character, but he follows orders. No, doesn't question anything. He just goes along with it because he needs to go along with it because, well, they're the last bastion of humanity. Like, the smartest person in the world is going to tell them what to do. They're going to do it.
Well, you got to, yeah. Until you find out that she caused it.
Yep, and he was mad.
Yeah.
Like he was livid about it, but he wasn't going to.
But he overcomes that to save basically the last humans on Earth, because RPM was a pretty dark season, and they're not going to talk about the genocide that the Vengeance did.
The mass genocide that Dr. K created, yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah, well,
Well, wouldn't that be not genocide at that point? Wouldn't that be annihilation events?
Well, I mean, genocide because you're trying to wipe out one race, and human race is, was there, right?
Humans are a species, not a race. Extinction event. That's what it's extinction event.
Oh, extinction event. Okay, that makes sense.
Because genocide, you're trying to wipe out a race. So, like, that time in World War II, that was a genocide.
Right.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Extinction event.
So this is extinction event. But yeah, no, like this dude is like trying really hard. Like he watched his brother die. His dad kind of disconnected from him entirely. Like, oh my god, this guy had a rough
emotional trauma.
Mm-hmm. His dad was just like, "No, you're no longer my son. You let your brother die. I hate you with a passion." Oh my goodness! And like,
but he does get a cool S14 out of it though.
I bet you they did a lot of work on the engine to keep it going.
Right.
And then Dylan shows up, and Dylan and Ziggy start asking questions because no one else really has. they ask the most meta questions. Like, are we set on calling? What about the spandex? It's not spandex.
And we have a reoccurring theme too in that one as well, as Dylan is an android too.
He's at that point he's not an android. He's a not android. What is it called? It starts with a B.
Bionic.
Bionicle. He's a bionicle. He's a human. He's a human with bionic parts.
Right.
Bionicles.
So what do they call them?
It's a human with bionic parts. He's bionic.
I can't remember the term. They forgot. I can't think of it. I can't think.
Okay. You know what? He's a replica.
That's what it is.
Oh, let's see what it's called. Android robots. Let's see. South Koreans are creepy. Let's see. Aerospace, consumer, disaster, drones, location, entertainment. Well, that's just creepy. Okay. That's not what I was looking for. Okay, you know what? We're gonna go with bionics. He's a bionic robot. He's either
right.
human with bionic parts, who's slowly becoming an android.
Humanoid.
Humanoid.
Cyborg.
Cyborg. Jesus Christ.
Damn, Jimmy, I'm quicker on my phone than you are on your computer.
You know what? I'm gonna drive down there and I'm gonna kick you square in the shin. Prepare to be awoken by a kicking of the shin.
This is all on recording. Everybody has heard the dumb guy outsmarted the smart guy.
So I'll put that clip of Homer going, I am so smart. SMRT. So smart. Burning down
You gotta put that in. You have to put that in there now.
I am too smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-T.
Oh, yeah. Cyborg. So he's a cyborg. And cybernetic robot. Oh. And Scott does not trust him at all. Because he's like, well, we don't know where he comes from. He came from outside the gate.
Yeah.
Like, I don't trust him whatsoever. And
Yeah.
you see him gain trust with Dylan over you see him learn to trust Dylan over time to the point to
Right.
where he lets Dylan do his own thing. Because he's like, hey, you're gonna handle everything we need you to handle. Plain and simple, you're taking care of Ziggy. You're letting the three leads handle everything else. Like what you can handle and where we can put you to maximize what you can do, and you're letting us handle the rest of it. Thank you. And even with Jen and Gemma, like he even told Jen that he's like, hey, this is not funny. Like the him being annoying. He's like, hey man, you're being annoying. Like everyone else is like, we're trying to be nice, but dude, come on. And like I feel like that's a very good sign of like leadership. They'll tell someone like, hey, this is what we all think about, and like this is where it's all starting to become a problem. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but like, hey, this is becoming a problem. Like everyone else is starting to feel it. Come on, man. And that was a turning point for Jen as well. Like he started acting differently after that. So that was kind of cool. If you haven't seen RPM, you gotta watch it. It's actually a good series.
10 of 10 would recommend.
9 out of 10. There's still some goofy moments. It's a little weird, but for the most part, it's a solid Power Rangers series.
Once you see behind the scenes and see the suit actor.
Oh my goodness! There's a whole episode where they just do a behind the scenes episode for the show as an episode.
But when you see the suit actor for Operator 5 or Dylan Black, when you see that he's super short, they have to put a stool for him to stand level with the other Rangers.
Yeah.
So you'll never see this show the same.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. But yeah, so all right, we talked really good about Scott. I like Scott. He's a great character. Him and his dad have a great moment at the very end of the series. And let's get to some characters who don't have fathers.
Some honorable mentions without papas.
Honorable mentions without papas. No, let's go with other series Scott showed up in? Samurai.
Yeah. What about Jaden?
Hold on, I have a clip I'm putting in right here about Jaden. Oh, well, not about Jaden, about Samurai. It's gonna go right here. Why? Why in the Billy? Why in the you're like, we want to do Samurai. We just want to do Samurai. When he's like, oh yeah, what season do you want to do? I was like, let's do RPM. No, but it's like, let's do Samurai. I love Samurai. Let's do Samurai. This is so cool. It's swords. I'm like, why? Oh my god. Why did you do these things? You made me suffer through all of this to do this episode with you over Samurai. The one season I'm like, I don't really want to do Samurai. I could have done Operation Overdrive. I could have done Mystic Force. RPM, I would love to do RPM. No, let's do Samurai! As quick and as fast as you could. All right, it's done.
Okay. In my defense, sleep deprived.
Rantmaster approves.
Wow.
Jesus.
Okay.
Man, okay, I'm done. Later, guys.
Hey, guys, we still got about 65 seconds to go.
Okay, so I'll go next.
Uh-huh.
And I'm back from that. And so that's what I think about Samurai. So I'm kind of guessing, what do you think I think about Jaden, huh? Big brother Jaden.
Sounds about right.
You know what? You know who is a better character than Jaden?
Antonio?
Antonio's such a better character. Like him and Master G actually had some good moments together. That's about it. That's what I'm gonna go with. You know what? I'm gonna play that real quick track one more time, just so you guys know how much we do not like Jaden or Samurai.
Okay.
Okay.
And right here.
Why? Why in the Billy? Right there, yeah. Now the last one, the last person we want to talk about is gonna be Megaforce.
Oh, we're getting into the swampy lands of Troy, huh?
Yep. Mm-hmm. You know what I think about Troy?
Dumpster fire?
Dumpster fire. There is no difference between the start of Samurai and the end of Super Megaforce, or no difference between Megaforce and the end of Super Megaforce. There's no difference in him whatsoever. No. He's terrible the entire way through. No character development. You don't know he has any parents. The only thing he cares about is the damn robot, and the robot died. Like, dude,
sad.
Like, really? Come on, man. Like, such a bad character. And, like,
could have been so much better, but they stuck with that time frame, I guess. They crunched it.
Like, I don't know if it was the actor being just bland, the director being bland, or they could have just got better writers. I don't know. Because that whole season, the whole series, like the whole, like, 2 seasons is just hard to watch. And, you know, okay, Noah was good. Jake was good. Emma was pretty good. What's the Gia? Gia was pretty good. Everyone else was pretty. Even Robo Knight was pretty fun. You know who wasn't fun?
Yeah.
Troy.
I do like in Super Megaforce that you could see them use past teams' keys, but that's about it. That's about it.
Like, you know who else shows up in this in Super Megaforce? Jaden shows up in Super Megaforce. You know what? I'm gonna put one more clip of this in right here. Why the you're like, we want to do Samurai?
Oh God. Okay.
Jesus, like, Troy, just go sit down, man. Like, you don't need to be a leader. You know, Noah was a better leader than you are. Noah was so much better, and like this has just been a exaggerated.
Ride the bench.
You know what? You can be a seat warmer. You know, a bench warmer. You go be a bench warmer. Just go sit down.
Yep.
Let the other heroes take care of this. You know, TJ comes back. He's a better leader than freaking Troy is.
Ouch.
You know what? Tommy's last words of that season was telling Troy that he did a great job.
Redacted.
Yeah. You know what? I think Tommy might not be the greatest ranger of all time.
Oh God.
Clearly can't see this fellow here of a ranger. Can't call him out on it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go with that. Yeah. Come at me, guys. Come at me. All right. So, you know what? Let's take a break real quick. We'll come back and we'll talk about something else besides Super Megaforce, because that was hard.
Say it!
I don't want to say it.
Say it!
No.
Say it!
No. No.
Say it!
Okay, fine. If you're liking this audio drama from Cosplay Dude 637, you might really like the other stuff from the Zeo to Hero network, like the main pod, Zeo to Hero, with the Bulk of Skull podcasting, myself and my brother Billy. I also really like Maker Rangers on YouTube and on podcast. I really also enjoy Iron Avenger 52 on TikTok. And yeah, lights on YouTube. And upcoming shows from the Red Cornish Ranger. And you might want to check out other shows, like the Fairy Tale audio drama from Cosplay Dude 637.
How hard was that?
Really hard.
So as we come back, we want to kind of end on a positive note. Something that we used to talk about a lot. Something that we collect. Something that's a lot in my background. You could see toys. So as we know, the Power Rangers.
Did you say toys?
Yeah, I did.
Toys.
So as we know, the Hasbro has went to like basically plastic free, and Wave 13 and 14 are now all windowless boxes.
Wait. Well, let's set this up first before we jump into this. 'Cause that was a really hard transition.
Well, I told you.
Let's do a better transition. Let's do a better transition.
Okay, you do a better transition. All right, let's do this.
All right, we're coming back from this break, and we are like tired of talking about Jaden, Troy. Well, let's talk about something fun. You know what? You know what's fun? Toys. Let's talk about toys.
Toys
Because
are fun
toys.
when they stay in the box properly sealed.
Jesus, calm down, man. Come on. You know what's really fun? You know what's really fun? That plastic-free boxing that Hasbro came up with.
Oh my God! Yeah, no.
So let's talk about that real quick. Just you know what? Before we talk about that, they haven't released it, but they showed a demo of the new figures, and one of them is the Astro Mega Ship, and it looks pretty cool.
Oh man, dude, it towers the Dinozord.
I'm looking forward to that because it was a really big Megazord to begin with too. So
Yeah.
and hopefully they release the other ship, the red one, not the red one, the Battleizer ship. I don't remember what it's called. The gunship. Call it a gunship because that's what it was.
Delta Megazord.
Delta Megazord, yes.
God damn, you're killing me.
That's right. I'm making you work.
All right. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having that because, like, you know, the Dragonzord combines with the Dinozord, so why not have a Deltazord combine with the Astro Mega Ship?
I would love to get the Voyager Megazords too.
Oh yeah, the Voyagers wouldn't be cool.
Oh, you know what I really want to now? Dang it! Now thinking about it, I want the Omega Mega Ship from Lightspeed, the big crawler one. That was cool too. Yeah.
Right. I'd be down with a solid Super Train from Lightspeed as well.
Ooh, like a full-on super train with like.
Yeah.
Like I would
Dude,
pay.
give me my own tracks and I'll choo that thing all the way down the tracks.
You know what? They should make a complete collection piece for that because like with the actual train, like an oversized train like Megazord.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
actual pieces that go with it. Oh, they could charge like $500 for it. People pay for it. Oh my goodness, that would be great. If you come with like 3 Megazords.
I probably would get that.
Yeah. Yeah. With your tax refund coming in, yeah, just
Oh God, don't do that.
cash in your IRA, pay the penalty on your taxes. Let's do this.
But as we know that they kind of went away from the windowless, and not big fans. We are not big fans
they went
of
with
this.
this plastic-free casing or boxes, and I'll give them props for making plastic-free. I'll give them props for that. Good,
Right.
Cool, thanks. I appreciate that. Like that's something we should have been doing a long time ago. But they changed the artwork. They changed the artwork. They changed the styling.
Yeah.
They changed everything about it, and they did not fit in with the current like releases at all.
Yeah. Now, if they would have kept the Tom Whalen artwork on these windowless boxes and just basically made them the same size, same shape, and everything, but
just without a window on it, that'd be great.
without a window, and maybe have like a 3D render with the Tom Whalen artwork, I would be completely happy with that.
I feel like you would have scored
But
like a
no.
little girl.
But no, they did this. They did this, and it's horrible.
And the box is like smaller, so they don't actually fit in with the other boxes at all.
They don't stand. They don't stand up at all.
And then just the artwork on the sides looks terrible. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who did that artwork, but it hurts. I don't know. The artwork is just photos.
It looks like photos, and then the side is an actual art piece.
It just doesn't match. But
It doesn't match.
I will say one thing: the Trainee Billy figures they're sending out for the 30-year anniversary thing looks pretty good.
The remasters.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, I really don't want to buy MMPR again, but then they sold me on the mini morphers.
That's what got you, the mini morphers.
That's what got me. Yeah, that's what got me.
Well, at least we know where your level of tolerance is.
I love miniatures, so
I'm not gonna say anything.
shut up.
But yeah, no, those look pretty good. I like that. I like the Astro Mega Ship, but man, those boxes are just hard to look at, and they messed up Megazog. How do you say it?
Megas.
That's right. You can't say
What?
either. The bad guy from Dino Thunder,
Mesogog.
Mesogog. They messed him up bad. Like they made his suit gray, not black.
Right.
What's going on with that? And then also, why is Tommy sitting there with Blink-182 hair?
Well, he had it in the show.
I know he had it in the show, but it didn't look like Blink-182. It actually looked pretty good. It was like a little shorter, I don't know. It just looks rough. I feel like someone else was supposed to come out this block, but they had to do it because of the whole thing, JDF and stuff like that. Because I feel like this was a rush piece, like this was a rush head sculpt.
Well, the figure's been in production for a while. They just they released. He was always supposed to be like wave 14,
Okay.
but
I don't know. Like,
But yeah,
this head sculpt just looks wrong.
it looks rushed on it. But hey, the last Tommy though, out of the 7 billion that we have,
Right? Oh my goodness. How many do we have now?
probably got like 9 or 10 of them.
Oh my god. Okay, we got Lord Draken. We have
Draken again,
Draken again. We have Zeo
White
Red.
Ninja,
A White
Zeo
Ninja.
Red. White,
Metallic
white.
White. So I think it's number 7 now.
I can tell you right now. Look up there and tell you right now.
Wait, can we count the helmet too? But that would technically be another figure, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
and Fighting Spirit. You forgot Fighting Spirit. So it's 7.
Yeah.
And this would be 8.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Fighting Spirit, green, Spectrum green, white, metallic white, Spectrum white, Ninja white, Zeo red. Well, now Black Dino Thunder,
Well, that's
and then
another
both Drakens.
Yeah, that's a lot of figures, man.
Jesus Christ!
And the helmet and the dagger, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, I really
But
wish
yeah.
they would sell a Bronchio staff. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool as a
Kind of want that one.
play.
Yeah. I like that staff. That staff is pretty good. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, so that happened, and then they had some announcements about the 30th anniversary season. We could talk about that real quick. Because next week, I really want to get into the meat and bones of all the stuff they announced for Cosmic Fury.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
we
I'm
can
going to
do
save
that.
it for next week. But I do want to talk
Well,
really
let's-
quick about the anniversary.
I would definitely just save that for next week too.
Oh, you going to say that for next week too?
Two for one.
What? You're going to make these people suffer?
Yeah, I mean they suffer already by listening to us.
Yeah, I don't know why you people listen to us. It's super weird. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it just makes you confused.
You're always confused.
I look confused. Wait.
Yeah.
All right, well, you want to play us out?
Yeah, sure. Remember to follow us on all our socials at zeotohero across the board, and our Facebook page is Zero to Hero, and our new Facebook page, not Lightning Collection, but hosted by Zero. Well, I had to cash in on it. Everybody says this. So I had to cash in on it.
And you need to make sure you change the URL to, you can change the URL for the groups.
Okay.
I think you can. And so it would be like facebook.com/g/Lightning Collection Butt.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to look at it. I know you invited me to be an admin for it, but I haven't got around to actually doing it. I've been studying for some stuff. You put that away. No one wants to see that. God, he's pulling his toys.
Oh.
Do you want to be a hero, but you're not? Do you want to be a Jiro or a Kojiro, but you can't because you're not Japanese? Have you considered Zeo to Hero?
Remember, heroes come and go. Idiots are forever.
Jimbalee!
I gotta.
Yeah, you're the host. I put all the pressure on you for a reason.
I put the pressure back on you.
When?
I hope you shid yourself.
Okay, sure. Whatever.
All right.
Let's go.
But anyways, welcome to this episode of Zeo to Hero. I'm Billy, and that's Jim. And no, let me do that again.